In this video I'm gonna show you two green inventories, but one is worth just $100 and the other one $60,000. That's 500 times more expensive for the same green color. But does the expensive one actually look better? Let's see. I always start with gloves, because they set the whole color theme. They are the foundation of any colored inventory. Without them, even nicest green skins will look bad. For the cheap setup, we have driver gloves racing green field tested for around $42. These gloves are overall the cheapest gloves in the market at this moment, and you should agree, they are not the worst. They are green, cheap, and look solid in the game, and it's perfect choice for our cheap inventory. For the expensive loadout, we have sport gloves Hedge Maze, factory new for $28,000. They're the most expensive gloves at this moment, and they look so good. One of my favorite gloves in CS. They fit the green theme perfectly. I will show knives later, so keep watching this video. Guys, we can't forget about agents. We don't want a random mix of colors with our beautiful green, right? I'm gonna show you the best agents for our green team. For city side, the budget agent is Buckshot NCWC Seal, around $9. That's the cheapest city agent and it's green. Perfect choice for us. Green sleeves, green skin, good price. Insta buy. The expensive city agent is Primeiro Tenente Brazilian 1st Battalion for about $54. I love how it looks in the game. Green sleeves, green skin and green hat. Perfect. Unfortunately, there are no green agents for T-side, so I chose agents with no sleeves. For T-side, for the cheap agent we have Enforcer Phoenix for around $7.50. Nothing crazy, just the cheapest T-side agent with no sleeves. For the expensive T agent we have Vipa Sista Guerrilla Warfare for about $55. I chose this skin because again it has no sleeves and this agent got the most green color. Look at her shirt and pants. Let's move on to pistols. We're going to start with USP. For the cheap inventory I went with Battle Scarred USP Tropical Breeze for 52 cents. Super simple green USP that has a lot of different patterns. And it's good, because you have a lot of different patterns to choose. Everyone will find patterns that they will like. Just take some time and choose what you like the most. Anyway, I like how it looks in the game, dirty dark green, perfect budget pick that doesn't feel cheap. For the expensive loadout I picked USP Monster Mashup, factory new for $150. This green monster looks so good with Hedge Maze gloves, and overall this USP skin is great. P2000 only has one great green skin, so cheap inventory gets P2K Turf Battle Scarred for 41 cents, and expensive side gets factory new for $6. Simple clean green P2K skin, nothing special. Next up is Glock. For Glock, on the cheap side we have Green Line, Battle Scarred for 28 cents. I love the idea of the skin, the train on the top looks so good, and the color combo is so good. For the expensive Glock we go with Gamma Doppler, Emerald factory new for around $884. Top go-to Glock skin for the expensive loadout. Rare, shiny, expensive and green. We have amazing cheap dual Berettas. Polished Malachite Battle Scarred for only 3 cents. Although the top is mostly scratched, the other part is shiny green. If you manage to grab skin with the float about 0.45, we will have the best version of this Battle Scarred skin. For expensive side, we have dual Berettas Cobra Strike. Factory new for about $114. Absolute banger. Love these green snakes on the handle. If you already liked this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. You can't imagine how your support matters to me. P250 Ironclad Well Worn goes into the cheap inventory for about 30 cents. Very dark green metal skin fits good with our gloves. For the expensive P250 we have Nuclear Threat factory new for $500. Released in 2013. Real OG skin. Radioactive green skin that has perfect contrast to the gloves. To my surprise, the cheapest 5.7 green skin cost more than $2. Cheap loadout gets 5.7 Jungle Battle Scarred for $2.28. Not my favorite 5.7 skin, but it's the cheapest one. Expensive loadout gets 5.7 Neon Kimono, factory new for $600. Very bright green color and it looks pretty good with our gloves. Tag 9 Garten 9 Battle Scarred goes to the cheap inventory for about 3 cents. Stupid good value, looks premium for such a low price. For the expensive Tag 9 we use Tag 9 Nuclear Threat, factory new for about $500. Same nuclear green family, bright and clean. For the cheap CZ we have Jungle Dashed field tested for 48 cents. Not bad looking, but the price is a little bit overpriced. For expensive side, we have CZ Emerald Quartz, factory new from the Norse collection for about $140. Looks way better than the cheap CZ, but in my opinion, it shouldn't cost that much. Unfortunately, there is no real cheap green deagles, but I chose this Desert Eagle Meteorite minimal wear for $1. I think it's not the worst choice for this loadout, but not the best either. For the expensive loadout, of course we have Desert Eagle Emerald Jormungandr, factory new for more than $1k. Best green deagle in the game from the Norse collection. Super clean, but is it worth the price? Let me know in the comments. For the revolvers, the cheap side gets Leaf Hopper field tested for 4 cents. It's a revolver, it's green and only 4 cents. The expensive side gets Revolver Survivalist for around $1. Second cheapest skin in our expensive inventory. I love two different green colors on the top, and with wooden handle it looks good. No pistols left? Let's move on to SMGs. I'm going to start with Mach 10. Cheap inventory gets Mach 10 Acid Hex, field tested for 4 cents. Honestly, for this price it's a huge steal. Just look how it looks in the game, it's so beautiful. For the expensive inventory, I picked Mach 10 Nuclear Garden, factory new for about $40. I like this skin a lot. Green, Nuclear Skulls looks great here. For the cheap MP9, we have MP9 Pine for just 1 cent. Full skin with dark green and only 1 cent? I'm buying it immediately. For the expensive MP9, we have Hydra, factory new for $94. Insane skin, one of my favorites. For the cheap loadout, we have MP7 Motherboard, field tested for 2 cents. A nice mix of green and white. For the expensive one, I chose MP7 Empire, factory new for $16. They look great with these gloves. UMP Greensfur Minimal Wear goes to the cheap side for 1 cent. For me, it's great deal for this kind of skin, colors are good. UMP Bone Pile factory new is our choice for the expensive loadout. This skin is from the old The Bravo collection and it goes for around $16. Who still uses MP5 in CS2? If you do, I'm pretty sure your parents never loved you. Sorry not sorry. Anyway, this MP5 Savannah Halftone battle scarred cost 4 cents. Cheapest green MP5 I could find and it honestly doesn't look that bad. MP5 Phosphor factory new goes for expensive inventory for $18. Not my favorite skin for MP5, but it's expensive and has some green. PP Bison Anolis field tested is our cheap bison. Dirty dark green skin that cost only 34 cents. They look not bad with our racing green gloves. For the expensive bison, we have Chemical Green factory new for $19. Dark green with very bright green works great together. P90 green battle scarred is the cheap P90 for just 22 cents. Good cheap P90 green skin for a good price. For the expensive P90 we have OG skin from the Bravo collection, P90 Emerald Dragon, factory new for about $520. Cool old skin, but I'm not sure if it's worth this price, you decide. By the way guys, if you like my content, make sure to join my Discord channel. Let's build great community together. So that's it for pistols and SMGs. As you can see, every gun has cheap and expensive skin. Now let's move into heavier weapons, shotguns. Starting with Nova. For Nova, both sides have one skin, Toy Soldier. On the cheap side we have Battle Scarred for about 66 cents. If you didn't know, these tank, car and soldiers aren't visible with cleaner floats. The worse the float, the better you can see them. The expensive side gets factory new skin, goes for around $15. Here you can really see the difference. Colors are much brighter, scratches are gone, and you can't see those details like on Battle Scarred skin. No cars and people. It's a good example of how the float can completely change the skin look, even if it's the same model. Next is XM. Cheap side gets Watchdog Battle Scarred for about 95 cents. Skin from the Operation Riptide collection. And it has a nice mix of dark green and bronze. Even in Battle Scarred it still looks good and doesn't feel trash. For the expensive XM we go with XM Jungle, factory new for around $80. This one is from the Alpha collection. But does this skin look like it's worth $80? I don't think so. Budget side gets saved off Forest DD Pad field tested for 1 cent. Classic Forest Camo, mostly green, beige and brown. What else do you want for 1 cent? For the expensive saved off, we have first class factory new for around $63. This skin has a clean green leather that fits well to our inventory. It feels much more luxury compared to the Forest DD pad and fits perfectly into the expensive inventory idea. For Max 7 cheap inventory uses wild wood field tested for about 4 cents. It has a nice green and pink mix. Truly underrated Max 7 skin for its price. The expensive Max 7 is from the Rising Sun collection. Max 7 Counter Terrace, factory new for around $165. This one is much brighter and looks great with these gloves. Now let's see the rifles. The most popular guns in the game, starting with Galil. For Galil the cheap choice is Green Apple field tested, costing around 4 cents. It's very clean skin and the bright apple green color is actually nice and stands out more than you would expect for that price. On the expensive side we have Galil Cerberus, factory new from the cash collection for about $300. This skin comes with a toxic green background and the three-headed dog artwork on the side. It definitely looks like a high-tier skin compared to Green Apple skin. For AK cheap side gets Olive Polycam field tested for about 7 cents. It's an olive green skin, not super flashy, but still looks better than AK Safari Mesh. It fits perfectly into a green theme and it's extremely affordable. The expensive inventory gets the most expensive AK skin in this game, AK Wild Lotus, factory new. The price for this one is $16,000. Honestly, it looks very good. It's a piece of art. If someone plays with Wild Lotus, you instantly know they have a good taste and they're rich. For SG, cheap side goes with Dragon Tech field tested for $47. Pretty insane skin for SG, for such a low price. Expensive SG is Gator Mesh factory new for about $29. I don't know if it should cost that much. For the cheap side we have famous Meow 36 field tested for about 7 cents. Funny name, but honestly a pretty decent green skin. The expensive side we have famous Spitfire factory new for around $455. This is an old school rare skin with insane price tag. For the cheap M4 we have Choppa field tested for about 7 cents. It is 100% worth this price and looks not bad to me. For the expensive M4 we have Full Throttle factory new for around $300. Perfect match with our gloves. A1 cheap side M4 field tested for around 64 cents. Dinosaur theme and mostly green color. Good price. Expensive A1 is Moss Quartz factory new for around $200. Not my favorite skin and such a shame that we don't have more and better green A1 skins. For AUK, cheap inventory gets Commando Company minimal wear for 1 cent. Military themed skin for 1 cent is a great deal and honestly it looks not bad. Expensive side uses AUK Carved Jade factory new for $44. Giga premium looking skin that is fully green and it's perfect choice for our expensive inventory. Now let's see snipers. Cheap side for SSG is Acid Fate factory new for 71 cents. Great budget green sniper that doesn't scream that you are poor. Expensive side gets SSG C Calico factory new for $400. This skin is from the Saint Mark collection and honestly it would look much better with green or black scope. The cheap Scar gets Outbreak field tested for 15 cents. Light and dark green mix works great together. The expensive Scar gets Emerald, factory new for about $50. Bright emerald green with black scope, very clean and premium looking skin. Cheap G3 gets Jungle Dashed field tested for 1 cent. Jungle camo pattern in green and brown tones. Super cheap and skin for itself doesn't look bad. Expensive G3 gets Green Apple factory new for 14 cents. Same apple green color family as the Galil version. Perfect with our gloves. AVP is always the star. Cheap side gets AVP Pit Viper field tested for about 90 cents. Best green AVP for this price. Nothing comes close. Expensive inventory gets AVP Containment Breach factory new for about $850. One of my favorite AVP skins and you should agree, this skin is great. LMGs, nobody really uses them, but let's finish the set. We have only one green Negev skin, Army Shin. The cheap side gets field tested for 1 cent. and the expensive side gets factory new for just 3 cents. Not a huge price difference. Military green skin that's simple, but it fits both inventories. Not the best skin for negative, but it's better than nothing. The cheap M249 gets Gator Mesh field tested for 3 cents. For this price, it actually looks decent. The expensive side gets Django DD Pad factory new for around $43. It's so overpriced, but it looks good. Zeus has only one green option, Swamp DD Pad. Cheap loadout gets Battle Scarred for 2 cents and expensive gets factory new for 3 cents. Looks great in my opinion. Anyway, I don't know who buys skins for Zeus, but a few cents for this one is actually a great deal. Let's not forget about music kits and pins. Cheap inventory gets music kit Ben Bromfield Rabbit Hole for 75 cents and a baggage pin for $3. Expensive side gets music kit Austin Vintory Backram for around $2 and Sustenance pin for $6. And now the final part of this video, knives. For the cheap loadout we have Kukri Knife Forest DD Pad, field tested for around $52. Forest green skin that matches the gloves. Best budget green knife you can get. Expensive inventory gets Butterfly Knife Gamma Doppler Emerald, factory new for around $11,000. The shiny green knife paired with Hedge Maze gloves is perfection. Most expensive green knife that fits this theme. So the total price for cheap inventory is around $124 and expensive inventory is around $63,000. Which side did you like the most? Cheap or expensive? Write your opinion in the comments. And huge thank you for the likes and subscribes.